रोजगारक्षम महाराष्ट्र.
relationship.
Hello and welcome. This is Reet Kaur Sahani and you're watching NewsX Live. Let's take you through the breaking news of the hour. Tensions continue to escalate as Israel has expanded its bombardment in Lebanon's Beirut with 12 airstrikes. Israel's military has unleashed a new wave of attacks on causing massive explosions with flames reaching up to the sky and sounds reverberating. Israel in a first. Israel has also struck a Palestinian refugee camp deep in the northern parts of Lebanon. Meanwhile, the fate of Hashim Safieddine, who is also Nasrallah's potential successor, is still missing. Israeli forces have also bombarded a mosque in central Gaza, which has killed at least 18 Palestinians and have wounded dozens more. My apologies. Meanwhile, we have my colleague Brian Thomas joining us on the telecast. Brian, what can you tell us about Israel's attacks on the Bedawi refugee camp? Brian, are you with us on the telecast? It seems as though we're having connectivity issues in reaching out to my colleague. Meanwhile, viewers, I'll once again take you through the news. Israel has launched attacks on the Bedawi refugee camp in southern parts of Lebanon. Apart from this, Israel in a new offensive has launched attacks even in the outskirts of Beirut. This marks new escalations in the war between Israel and Iran, which just seems to be escalating in the past couple of days. Tensions, of course, are escalating. Meanwhile, we have my colleague with us on the telecast, Brian. Brian, what can you tell us about Israel's attack on the refugee camp in Bedawi?
Reed, there has been an intense, attacks that was going from Israel's point of view. Now, if we talk about, the first attack that it happened without prior warning, which killed 7 even paramedics and even forced the facilities to, shut down as well, according to hospitals director in the statement. But the incident also was one of the deadliest attack on health workers also, since the very conflict between Israel and Hezbollah happened. But again, meanwhile, even some of the fiercest Israeli strikes also have happened on Beirut since the war began also, that have reported in that very night, that yesterday night. And even in a separate development also, again to the deadliest attacks of Israel against Iran, where Iran has also, moved its ship out of sea with evacuations also that was spotted at the port of Bandar Abbas also. Now, yes, what is set to follow is anticipated to be the largest refueling operation also in the history, where the airstrikes also blew hospital doors. It even, there have been attacks also that was happening in Beirut. There were visuals also where there was intense barrages of attacks also, airstrikes also by Israeli forces that even shattered glass, the doors being hinged, and which also rather added to the growing list also of attacks that Lebanon's health ministry also says that have claimed the lives of dozens of medical personnel as well. Yes, Reed.
Right, Brian, continue to stay with us on the telecast as we track more developments from Israel. Meanwhile, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu